It's the Armour All Summer Grill coming to you from the Boatworks on the Gold Coast with the dude, Paul Morris and Greg Rust. This episode focuses on another big yarn from Supercars in 2019, and that is the decision by Garry Rogers to ultimately call time in that class. That for me was a massive loss, a guy that's had such an impact in touring car racing in this country for a long time. Was enough done to try and keep him in that game, or was it just time?
Yeah, well, people ask that question, but it's not up to Supercars or the other team owners to keep Garry in the game. Like, everyone's got to play by the same rules. So
I just feel like we hit a deadline, and why couldn't we have extended it for a guy of you know, a Hall of Famer and someone who's done so much, to try and maybe keep him in that game?
I reckon they'd decided what they were doing a long time ago. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they'd worked out they weren't going to race Supercars next year. I think Pete Adden milked a few headlines on the way out with his control upright and all these things to keep Garry involved. But the teams, it's in the racing entitlements contract, they all have to be treated fairly. So if they give Garry an extension, they've got to give every other team an extension. Then no one's going to commit to the series, and next thing you haven't got a TV deal. So you've got to draw a line in the sand somewhere, and Garry knows that. He understands he's got to, you know, commit or not commit, and he decided not to commit.
Obviously, we've chatted about TCR in a previous episode of the Armour All Summer Grill, and he's very committed to that at the moment, and again for 2020, and extensively involved in the S5000 program as well. So that team will still be involved in Australian motorsport. From a Supercars point of view, what's the standout thing for you? Was it Bathurst 2000 with Bargs and Garth? Was it, you know, some of the youngsters that he helped you know, open doors for along the way? What's the legacy for Garry Rogers?
Garry Rogers' legacy is definitely his driver development program, and the people he gave opportunities to come into the sport, and that not only includes drivers, it includes mechanics and engineers and a lot of people that he gave opportunities for. But I think Garry going out of Supercars is more about succession planning for their business. So he's older. Barry's now hasn't got a history of being, it's Barry, his son, a history of being involved in the sport, but recently he's got into it. And I reckon that's the direction he wants to go, is with the TCR and S5000 program. And I reckon it's a commercial decision. He could see that they're losing money over here at Supercars. He's not emotionally attached to it like his dad is. So do I need to be throwing a couple of $1 million a year keeping this thing going, or do I go and have a business plan over here where we can make some money? And I think it's a dollars and cents thing. So
is it just you know, like any business faces, just a business decision, or was it something that Supercars should be sitting back going, you know, wow, if we're losing a GRM as a sport, do we need to sit back and maybe just take the blinkers off a little bit and figure out ways to ensure that we keep our fence around the good teams that are with us? Do they need to do that, or is it just a natural thing?
I think it's a natural thing. And again, I reckon it's succession planning, and Barry not being emotionally attached to the supercar things as Garry is. So he's into racing, but he's not emotionally attached to supercars.
Love to know what you think as well. What was the standout moment for you as far as GRM's chapter in Supercars is concerned? And maybe you've got a comment about the future as well. You can leave the comments down below there. And that wraps up another edition of the Armour All Summer Grill. Stay tuned to speedcafe.com for all the latest news, first, fast and free. Each week, Armour All will be giving away the ultimate summer essentials pack. Each pack comprises a range of products to keep your car looking like new, including the new Armour All Ultra Wash and Wax, Ultra Exterior Detailer, Armour All Ultra Interior Detailer, Ultra High Shine Protectant and Ultra Tyre Foam. To enter the draw, simply subscribe at speedcafe.com in the sign-up box below this video. It's that easy. And we'll have another episode of the Armour All Summer Grill tomorrow.
We all pride ourselves on keeping our car looking like new. This is why I use Armour All. Armour All's new Ultra range uses premium technology, so you'll get the results you want in less time with less effort. Armour All Ultra, looking good, made easy.